A couple of my subscribers had sent me this story, whether it was on Twitter or on through email. And shout out to all of you, by the way. And this is coming out of North Carolina, where you have this sheriff by the name of Brendel Wilkins, who actually plotted the death of one of his own deputies because the officer had a tape of him, a recording of him making racial uh, comments, and he didn't want it to get exposed. And it basically showed, or he pretty much got exposed for threatening to kill the person who had possession of these tapes. Am I shocked or surprised? Hell no, especially because look, the location, it was in North Carolina. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read this article coming from the Insider. It says a North Carolina sheriff plotted the murder of his own deputy for threatening to publicly reveal a tape of the sheriff using racially offensive language, prosecutors say. Granville County, and what if I told y'all about them places that have Ville and Lynch in the name? Granville County Sheriff Brendel Wilkins was charged Monday by a grand jury with 2 counts of felony obstruction of justice after prosecutors say he instructed someone in 2014 to murder his deputy, hide the weapon, and say nothing about the crime. Now, this was back in 2014. We're talking 5 years ago, and a grand jury is just now charging him. According to the indictment, the controversy began when a former deputy, Joshua Freeman, threatened to reveal an audio recording of Wilkins' comments to authorities in Raleigh. Wilkins then urged an unnamed individual to kill Freeman and cover up the evidence, saying the only way you're going to stop him is to kill him. And if you need to take care of something, just take care of something. The indictment said. Wilkins also told the person to conceal the weapon and keep quiet to stave off the investigation. The only way we find out these murder things is people talk, Wilkins said, according to the indictment. You can't tell nobody nothing, not a thing. It's unclear from the indictment what offensive comments Wilkins was accused of making and whether the audio recording Freeman threatened him with was ever released. The 2014 plot was never carried out and Freeman was not murdered. The grand jury also accused Wilkins of withholding knowledge of a credible threat against Freeman and failing to alert authorities and investigate the potential crime. Wilkins has served as sheriff since 2009 and was most recently reelected in 2018. Now look at that. 2014 is when this happened. He got reelected into a position last year, and now he has this charge against him. How much you want to bet he'll still hold that position? And I almost doubt that little to nothing will happen to him as well. But let's keep going. He's still listed as the sheriff on Granville County's website, and his office did not immediately respond to insiders' request for comment. On the charges against him. He has been released from custody on a $20,000 bond. Wherever this Joshua Freeman is, he needs to stay clear from him. Hopefully there is a trial and he'll be able to testify against him, but I will not hold my breath. This kind of stuff happens all the time. See, he didn't want to lose his position, so that's what it was. But you know what? If I was that Joshua Freeman, I wouldn't have told him that I was of what my plans were. I wouldn't have. I would not have told him what my plans were. I would have just went ahead and did it. Now, I don't know what would have came of it. I don't know if they would have taken it seriously or not. Probably not. Who knows? But if I was that Joshua Freeman person, and because this guy has been released on a $20,000 bond, and he actually plotted to have me killed, I would try my best to stay as far away from this guy as possible until a trial has begun, if it begins. But this kind of stuff happens in these departments all the time. They just don't go reported like that. And like I said, in most cases, it's never usually a low-level person who is like I guess you can say low on the totem pole as far as rank goes in these police departments. It's usually someone high-ranking like this guy. But they said they didn't specify what exactly comments that he made. but he must have said something for wanting to plot to kill somebody else, his own deputy. So it must have been pretty serious. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.